social media for beautiful food and inspiration.
My house. Who are these people? I don't know. 20 motherfuckers hanging around. How long are they gonna stay? I don't know. 20 motherfuckers can't pay the rent. Why is it so expensive? I don't know. 20 motherfuckers riding Google buses.
What's wrong with the regular buses?
I don't know.
20 motherfuckers in my house today. 20 motherfuckers say they're here to stay. 20 motherfuckers always in my way. 20 motherfuckers, 20 motherfuckers, hey.
20 motherfuckers on the street. What's happening? I don't know. 20 motherfuckers stepping on my feet. What's the rush? I don't know. 20 motherfuckers looking at their phones. What's so important? I don't know. 20 motherfuckers asking for change. You gotta change. I don't know.
20 motherfuckers in my house today. 20 motherfuckers say they're here to stay. 20 motherfuckers always in my way. 20 motherfuckers, 20 motherfuckers, hey.
20 motherfuckers choosing a kale. Is it really worth it? I don't know. 20 motherfuckers eating magic mushrooms. What's it all mean? I don't know. 20 motherfuckers forming new limbs. How do they do that? I don't know. It's 20 motherfuckers freaking me out.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
20 motherfuckers in my house today. 20 motherfuckers say they're here to stay. 20 motherfuckers always in my way. 20 motherfuckers, 20 motherfuckers, hey.
All right, everybody, welcome to Local Love. We do the show live every Tuesday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific and beyond into red light. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, make sure you're following us on your favorite podcatcher and head on over to twitch.tv/Echoplex Media. Follow us there too, so you can check out the live show. I'm producer Dave. You can find me damn near anywhere, and I'm joined by, it looks like, is that Phil? That's Phil.
Hey, what's happening, dude?
Almost couldn't recognize you because your fucking video is so good now that you hooked up a cable.
No, I'm still going over Wi-Fi, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just fucking having a better Wi-Fi evening.
Yeah, maybe. But I did get a new video camera, so that might be helping too.
That probably is it. What'd you pick up?
Well, because I work with Cisco in my real job, they sent me one of their new webcams.
Oh, cool.
To quote unquote test.
It seems to be working well, but don't tell them that you're done testing yet.
No, it's mine. They sent me some headphones too, but I'm like, I don't need the headphones.
Never hurts to have another pair, though.
Yeah, true that.
So
how you been, dude?
I'm good. We had a little fun this afternoon on a completely different subject matter. The media wench talked to a crazy person, and maybe we'll leave that there.
Oh, is that what that video was all about?
Yeah, this afternoon. Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Anyway, I know you helped out with SoFA this week, but introduce yourself a little bit of your musical background and how you came to be involved in this project occasionally.
Well, so I'm Phil, drummer, ex-radio guy, ex-podcaster, been part of the local music scene for many, many years. You and I met when you helped us out doing the virtual SoFA festival, which is a biannual music festival in downtown San Jose, usually done live with ton of stages, but obviously with the pandemic, we had to bring things virtual and have people stream and stuff like that. So yeah, this past Sunday was first time to have the SoFA festival back outside. It was pretty great to see some actual live music in real life.
Yeah, and Mark, who helps out over at Art Boutique, he brought out a whole rig, so you asked me some questions, and you didn't have to do anything. Isn't that the best?
I didn't even have to do anything. I ended up just stage managing the whole time. Yeah, Mark brought his whole like rig and set it all up. We did have a couple problems with the stream, but it was like one of those things where you just kind of deal with it. So we ended up doing like the last band, Phil Maresca, who puts on the SoFA festival, just brought a capture card, plugged it into his laptop, and ran it through YouTube or whatever. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Mark also brought his sound system too, which was we augmented it with some rental gear, but sounded great. And we had pretty good attendance. We had 3 stages going. We had the content stage, which was down on like the 100 block of First Street, and then we had the Haberdasher stage, which is really basically a open top Jeep. That we put a couple singer-songwriter peeps in there.
Oh, that's great.
Parked out in front of Haberdashers. That was total guerrilla style. And then me and Mark were running the stage outside the park, Pobladores Park. And we had Barely Functional, who was awesome. They were I don't remember if they were in the first virtual SoFA festival or the second one, but they had the funny story where they pre-recorded playing in a park, and they're all socially distanced, and they had their masks on and whatnot. And I think they had gotten permits, but the police showed up anyway. And it turned out that one of the police officers had been a drummer in some rock band back in like the 80s or whatever, and was totally all about the music and stuff. So they hung out for a little bit and then walked away. And I think Phil hooked him up with like a SoFA t-shirt and stuff. So that was fun getting to see them play in a more natural environment for them. And then we had Doug Irvine's Vampire Carnival. They're really crazy, out of control, like Alice Cooper kind of thing. It's pretty wild. Lots of people in the band. And then good friends of mine, the Trims, were third. So that was awesome seeing them play live, and Noah and the Architects rounded it off. So it was really, really good bill of good, diverse San Jose music, which was awesome.
Excellent. Yeah, I couldn't make it out because I had a hangover-zilla. But, plus, I had a show that I could have, if I didn't have my own stream that night, I could have gone out and just kind of like lounged around at night. But there was no way. I'm 44 years old, man. There was no way.
You're still a youngin'.
Yeah, but there was no way I was doing all that, because like the Sunday show starts at 7 and sometimes doesn't end until 2 a.m. So like it needs, I need to be somewhat. I can't be standing out in the fucking sun all day and after drinking the night before, and then drink like 5 or 6 beers out in the sun, and then think I'm going to do that. That's not going to happen.
That's what playing an already recorded episode comes in handy.
I mean, that's fine for like the first like little bit, but like the after show, that's where like the numbers start climbing and people start giving us money and stuff, and you can't really record that because it's complete audience participation, or at least we hope for audience participation. Well,
maybe you could broadcast from the next SoFA festival. Just do it from there.
Maybe we'll think about it. That's a lot of lugging shit around.
Dude, trust me. After what we experienced, yes, very much so.
It's a lot of lugging shit around, and plus, like, then if we like get there and whatever venue we're at, the Wi-Fi is really bad. Then like our just quality of the stream is really poor, because when we went previously we were doing audio only, so it didn't matter. Like you could hook a potato up to an internet cable and get enough bandwidth for IceCast or whatever, but it's a little you need a little more consistent connection for video. But we had a lot of fun doing it on location there. But we also had a bigger team at that time, and we were kind of able to like 2 trips to the car to get everything versus now if it was just me. If it was just me and the media wench, we would not bring all that shit anyway. We'd bring like 2 mics, a small interface, and a fast laptop. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. And 1 camera.
It's simple.
1 camera. Well, I don't know. We'd have to bring more than that because we'd have to get the stage piped in too. But yeah, I mean, we'll think about it. We'll think about it. It's not that hard. I'd probably need. I'm having that new piece of gear itch anyway. So maybe I need to grab. I don't need the full rack mount. But if I could get something with 6 inputs or something, we could do SoFA.
Oh darn! Giving you an excuse to get new gear.
Maybe used. Fuck it. If it's focused right, man, that's like the techniques of audio interfaces. You could.
Oh, dude, they're just total tanks, dude. Yeah,
you can do anything to them. These here just sit in a rack. The worst thing that happens to them is smoke gets blown at them, which is actually really bad for your gear. Funny story. This younger guy that watches our stream came on one night late at night, and he's like, "You shouldn't smoke. It's bad for your computer." I was like, ah.
And then you found out that, it actually is bad for electronics.
No, I mean, I knew that, but it was a funny thing because, you should be, it's bad for you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that he was wrong. It's that it's not.
It's just kind of an odd way of approaching it for sure.
But I mean, we're at a place where most of the content is gaming. So it's not too terribly surprising that everybody's like, don't do that to your computer.
Priorities.
Well, cool. I'm glad you get to probably see some people you haven't seen in quite some time too.
Actually, only a couple. It was, it was an interesting mix of people, but yeah, like not the usual necessarily SoFA crowd. I mean, it was good getting to hang with the actual crew, in person, which we haven't really done in a long time. But it wasn't like the usual people that you see. And me and and Jimmy, who also helped out, ran into a couple of friends of ours. But other than that, it was mainly a lot of people there. A lot of people there just for the specific bands and whatnot.
I would also think a lot of kind of neighborhoody people went out too. People who live.
Yeah, and maybe some of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they're not part of like the local music scene, or if they are, they're not. Most of them aren't going to be familiar to any of us. That's good though. Everybody seemed to have a good time.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, everybody was digging it. There were people dancing and all kind of good stuff and participating. So it was really fun. I think hopefully we may be exposed. Yeah, like you said, if we had some neighborhood people in there, maybe we would expose some new people to some different music that they haven't heard of before. And we probably had roughly between 60, 70 people at the stage at any one period of time. So it wasn't too bad. It wasn't the usual thousands of people like we get at SoFA, but wasn't bad considering also it was Father's Day too. So that was another thing we had to take into consideration, that a lot of people probably hanging out for Father's Day.
That and I presume that some people, a lot of people just aren't quite ready yet. So
there's also that too. Yeah, for sure. Just having California just opened up a few days prior. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are still a little hesitant. I mean, I was kind of like that too, but I think the fact that Santa Clara County's vaccine numbers have been so solid kind of ease my fears a little bit in terms of being out in public. Tried to avoid a lot of handshakes and bro hugs and stuff though, just in case.
Be great if we get rid of the handshake. Actually,
yeah, altogether. Let's just bow. Let's just adopt the Japanese bow. It's way easier.
Well, the handshake between men has some kind of toxic shit attached to it, with a nice firm grip and shit. And then that, I don't like any of that shit because I don't want anybody trying to fucking hurt my hand just to demonstrate to me that they're a fucking man. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever met somebody that did that when you shook their hand? You're like, what are you doing?
Oh, I've met a lot of military guys are big on the real solid, firm handshake and stuff. You're like, I got these kind of frail girl hands. What are you doing over here?
Well, it's also just aggressive. And when you're first meeting somebody, you don't want the first impression of, I don't want the first impression of me to be that I'm aggressive. Hold on. I have another guest. We got Brendan Getzell in the waiting room. So
nice.
What's up, Brendan?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, you sound great.
Oh, good. I get that a lot. No.
Yes.
I've listened to y'all talking for a little bit. So I was listening I was following on Twitch. First of all, hi, big fan. And so I just wanted to make sure that now that I'm in this digital waiting room, I turned that off and I just listened to y'all here. because there'll be like a delay or something like that, right? Yeah. Also, I remember I've been checking in on different Echoplex streams, and you got a red thing going in there, so very red in there, and I decided to kind of red things here a little bit, but it's a soft red because I got my Instagram ass ring light going here, you know. All right. Hey, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We rated you the other night. We had so much fun the other night in your chat, by the way. Like, I'm so glad you came over here to Twitch. I love after I essentially like emotionally torture people with the other content we do, it's nice to send people somewhere nice. And so we send them to like a goth DJ, or now you, or if Chris Sonko's on like playing music and doing like live looping and whatnot, we'll send them there. And I figure like after some of the people show up like at the beginning and are there for 6 hours and whatever. So I figure like after that, I don't need to send them to more of the same. I should send them somewhere nice, somewhere pleasant, somewhere where they might get a different type of entertainment that doesn't infuriate them. That kind of stuff.
Somewhere nice. Because every so often I last thing I watched on Echoplex was a detailed analysis of Milo Yiannopoulos' video about his conversion therapy or whatever that he's going to do. So I'm glad to have been a cool drink of water after that.
That's about like the baseline sort of like true north center point of like where our content is, not Milo specifically, but some of it's a little more out there and some of it's a little more mainstream. But yeah, like if somebody's been here for a few hours drinking and smoking weed, they're fairly traumatized, and I feel like really safe leaving people with you after I do that to them.
Just checking here. Do I need to drink off camera?
No, you can drink on the stream.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll see you under the table then. Cheers.
I'll grab a drink in a little bit. I try not to drink the first hour of any of these shows, but then I smoke weed and get all like weird, and then I end up going and getting a drink.
You gotta balance
that.
Yeah. Do shifts like Da Vinci sleeping. It's great.
So you are Odon Piano here on Twitch, but that might be all anyone else knows about you, and you've seen some things. So if you can give us a little bit about yourself before we start talking about something else.
All right, so really quickly, my Twitch thing is Odon Piano, Odon Piano. If you want to smash that follow button or whatever, there I'm there. Usually on Wednesday nights and Sunday nights, from like 9 to like 1:30, maybe 2, taking requests, doing mashups, doing live learns, whatever. My Clark Kent-esque life is I am Brendan Getzell, a singer-songwriter. I'm in Oakland, California. I play all kinds of different instruments, including a couple of the ones you see here. I'm in like at any time between like 8 and 12 different bands. You can see a poster for one of them right here, which is the next band I'll be playing a concert with, actually, which is, oh, by the way, am I mirrored on the screen?
No.
Okay, cool. Because I'm mirrored in my.
Your self-image is mirrored. So if I've got your right ear, you know.
Cool. Anyway, yeah. So that band over there is First Church of the Sacred Silver Sexual, which is a David Bowie worship band. They're tribute bands, but this is a worship band. We are a faux church of Bowie, and we are playing 2 shows at the chapel on September 10th and September 11th, ringing in the anniversary. Anyway,
Oh, just real quick, Chris, I can't pronounce this. Chris, I guess, in my chat was one of the Raiders, and he thinks it's just saying thank you for the music.
Oh, I imagine that is Chris in Alaska.
Yeah.
Chris made some great requests, and it was really good hanging out with him. I should probably keep the thing open on mute somewhere so I can glance at them.
Oh, if you click the little wheel, the little gear next to it, you can actually pop the chat out as its own window, so you don't even have to run Twitch.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. So I'm learning so many things. I'm a recent adopter, so I'm gonna do this thing.
I think Twitch is good for you because of the way like what you're doing and whatnot. I mean, Facebook, all your like local music connections are there, and that's cool. But here, I think you're going to be exposed to like people from all over the world, and you're fairly good at talking to the audience because I've seen you do that in a theater before. So I mean.
Thank you. Yeah. It's nice to kind of start from like a different direction in terms of people. Like most of the stuff I've been doing online this past in this last year and a half of this unpleasantness has been Facebook Live. And there it's really kind of from your friend circle, maybe outward a little bit. You build that direction, and you're doing I do like a 2-3 hour themed set. And the first, like the biggest crowd I have is the first 10 minutes, and it just kind of peters from there. Whereas
Twitch goes the other way.
Twitch is the exact opposite, or it's just you get people all over the world playing. You're playing late at night. You're getting people in Australia who are just ready to face the day. So it's a nice change of it's a nice kind of change of paradigm, and it also feels like kind of like dueling pianos a little bit. Kind of like it stretches out the banter. You can and people are patient on Twitch too.
Yes,
well, I'm going to take about 27 minutes to learn this song. And I keep glancing up at that little viewer count. It doesn't change. I'm like, really? This is, yeah, okay, cool. So it's a completely different set of expectations, completely different paradigm. Enjoying it. Yeah.
Also doesn't stomp on your audio quality either.
Yeah. Facebook's digital whatnot. It feels like, it's like an enema and then an unenema. And it's like when it's like all those Star Wars movies where you translate them into Chinese and back like 5 times and you get do not want and whatever.
Yeah, and you two don't know each other. You may know each other by name. Phil's been on the show a bunch of times. He's a drummer and music promoter and all around helper outer for the San Jose scene. So,
all right, cool. Wow, I need to. I haven't done enough in the San Jose scene. That's cool. Who do you drum with? I'm not familiar, but who are you drum with?
Well, it's actually kind of a new project called He Who Greets with Fire.
Oh,
so we're kind of
that's cool.
Heavy rock band kind of thing.
Awesome. You know, Nehal and Sweet HayaH?
Oh yeah. I used to have a podcast, and they were on my podcast for many episodes.
Nice. I got to run sound for them a couple times at Hotel Utah, so that was
nice.
That was cool. Yeah,
I might have actually been at one of those Hotel Utah shows. I saw my Hotel Utah several years back for my my wedding anniversary. Actually,
cool. And that's a lot of people on one small stage too.
That's a lot of people on a very small stage. Yeah, it was very warm that night.
Arcade fire up there. Yeah, seriously.
Well,
yeah,
Brendan.
Yes,
you have some things that you can thousands of people download the podcast to this. So you were talking a little bit on Facebook about how if people might want to hire you to contract for this or that.
Sure.
What kind of stuff do you do? And are your rates reasonable?
This is my video at the temp agency or something like that. No, I just I've been doing all kinds of recording and what other kind of gigs throughout this whole COVID situation. I've been doing remote recording for people. I've been going to sessions and stuff. With Robichaud, we went down to LA and did some recording down there and did her whole Christmas record during this.
Great record on there, yeah.
Thank you. And I got to sing lead on one of the songs, which is cool. Playing a song she wrote for me, which is super amazing. But then a couple things. One is I bought this baby right here. This is my Roland Phantom piano here. Which put a big dent in my account. And then also that I had a bunch of gigs just kind of fall through in this past month. I guess my luck ran out or something. I had a wedding fall through, a weird private gig fall through, some other things. So anyway, and then I kind of looked at my schedule. I was like, I have my summer pretty open. What am I going to do with all this time with everything opening up? I haven't really circled the wagons about gigs at restaurants and all that kind of thing. So I just throw my services out there. If anyone wants music lessons, or if you have a restaurant or bar patio space that needs music for a few hours, or if you got that song but you want that extra sauce of that piano track, something like that, I'm here. I got you. Let's do this. So yeah.
Yes, this is a pretty talented guy, and if you were to partake of his services, I feel like you'd be happy.
I mean, Dave and I have talked about this on shows before, but I think it's one of the kind of silver linings, shining stars of the whole pandemic thing is that musicians have kind of learned how to really get the technology on their side to be able to do a lot of cool collaborative and creative stuff by using technology and interfacing with different musicians from all over the place and stuff. So it's great that you've embraced it wholly.
Yeah. It's been fun. One of the things I've started getting into is there's this group, Social Distance Live, that every Sunday morning does a tribute show to a different band or artist, and they get maybe 10, 15 different people to do collaborative music videos of their songs. Last one I did was for 9 Inch Nails. And with my band, my band's bassist and guitarist, and I did the percussion myself. We did Only from With Teeth, And we went pretty ham on it. I gotta say, it sounds as powerful to me as Trent's version does. Although I think Trent production wise left some stuff on the table. I think he kind of held back a little bit, and I went completely unsubtle with it and just went thump, thump, thump. But anyway, so I've been doing that. Next one I'm doing is Stevie Wonder in July. So we're doing a Stevie Wonder tribute show. I'm doing Isn't She Lovely? My plan is to take videos of my cat, and it's going to be about her. Her name, yeah.
The internet will love that.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah,
It's never been into cats before. I'm breaking new ground here. Yeah. She was my first emote when I made affiliate on Twitch. Her name is Asha, but she goes by Stinky because it's pretty self-explanatory.
Our most of our like alerts for if people like follow or sub or rate us or do any of that stuff on here, when a little GIF comes up, it's a kitty. They're all cats.
Oh, good. I see it's catching on. It's good.
Yes.
Cool. I'm an influencer now.
Well, since you're here, I have one of your original songs on my library here, so I think I'm gonna play
all right.
it.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. I think I see it down there.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
it's a Superbloom by Brendan Getzell, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Everybody, I don't know.
Thank you.
Sit down, listen, go get yourself a drink, whatever.
They say it comes to those who wait, but I was never one for the cliche. Beauty fades and chaos reigns. We're on a road to whence we came, but here in your room, tranquil morning, your perfect little room, with the sunlight pouring in, and on the horizon, all we can see is time. We can grow this garden now that we're past the butterflies. There's a road and it goes on and on. Can we walk it side by side from your room? Hand in hand, you and me in the Superbloom. She sets the table for my worst jokes. She finishes my portmanteaus. She's so many people rolled into one, a panoply of rising suns. In a world of simple words, her tongue goes dancing in ways I never heard. And she's got me singing, and on the horizon, all we can see is time. We can grow this garden now that we're past the butterflies. There's a road and it goes on and on. Can we walk it side by side from your room? You and me. all we can see is time. We can grow this garden now that we're past the butterflies. There's a road and it goes on and on. Can we walk it side by side? There is a road and it goes on and on. Can we walk it side by side from the road? Hand in hand, you and me, in the Superbloom.
Superbloom by Brendan Getzell. That song's super good.
Thank you. Thanks a bunch.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I wrote that for my wife. She wasn't my wife then. That song basically sealed the deal. I think I wrote that shortly. I guess that was 2019 when I wrote that. Yeah. Felt I it's one of those ones where like sometimes when you're kind of being a mad scientist at home recording and you just want to just do more. And I ended up adding element after element after element. And then it just became this gigantic thing. And I love using Mellotron too. Anytime you get those Mellotron strings and it feels like you're in the middle of the Rain song. It's great. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for playing that one. I lost the stems of that when my previous computer died because I didn't back it up. So I'm re-recording it from scratch for my next record.
Oh,
so,
I can't wait to hear the new version.
Thank you. Yeah.
If it's not as good as the old version, though, we're going to be pissed.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Are you going to try to make it as similar as possible? Or are you going to try to do something different with it?
I will probably end up doing some structural things differently. I've just one of the other things is a lot of us probably during COVID with our time with our recording software and everything, we've taken a lot of time to learn a lot of new skills. I've learned a lot about mixing and mastering over the past year. Amazing a resource that freaking TikTok. You follow the right 10 people, you learn a ton about like I'm a Logic Pro guy. You learn a ton about Logic, or you learn a ton about mastering. You learn a ton about little tape saturation tricks you can do with guitar takes, that kind of thing that I was really kind of an ignoramus about, or just hadn't been asking the right questions about for a lot of my life, and just been kind of passing that off to other people. So it was really good to learn a lot of that stuff during this time. So like we've all we have our COVID skill, I guess, like in Demolition Man when Sylvester Stallone comes out and he knows how to knit, right?
That is, I didn't see that movie, but he learned how to knit.
Yeah, it's him and Wesley Snipes transported 40 years into the future, super cop and super villain. But for the rehabilitation for the people who are cryogenically frozen, they all get a different skill. And Sylvester Stallone says that he can like knit a sweater just freehand, whereas Wesley Snipes, as part of a criminal conspiracy, becomes this even more of a super criminal. Anyway, let's all watch Demolition Man. It's an amazing movie. Sandra Bullock and not Jimmy Smith, Benjamin Bratt and some other people are in that. Nigel Hawthorne, Dennis Leary, a young Jack Black as well in a very small role. Yeah, great movie. Anyway. This has been Movies with Brendan.
Very cool. So you said that being stuck at home a lot is you've upped your chops on music production. I've heard that from a lot of people. That's like like one of the good things, I guess, that came out of the pandemic.
Yeah, and I happened to have the good luck at the beginning of the pandemic that a number of gigs that I was about to have in March and April were canceled. You might remember this phrase, out of an abundance of caution. The events were canceled was the thing in everyone's email and thing in everyone's PR statement. But I happened to get like paid for like 3 or 4 of those gigs at the same time in like March and April of 2020. I mean, you know what I'm going to do? Gonna update my rig. Learn a few things here. I got a better audio interface. I've been collecting guitar pedals and things And so I've been at a kind of a better starting point each month compared to the previous one. And also like not driving anywhere. I got to move all my music lessons to Zoom. Also speaking of just destroying video and audio quality,
Zoom.
Just big round of applause for Zoom, by the way.
This one, I don't know if you've watched when other people have been on, as long as people's connections are good. This one that I use here does the opposite of destroying everybody's audio and video quality.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Yeah, this and Discord, they know, and Twitch generally know a lot better about what they're doing here. And also, you get a lot of people who know a lot, and there's a lot of shared knowledge there too, which is really good.
Yeah. You mentioned updating your rig, like when the pandemic started, and I realized I was going to have to be doing like screen composites and shit to bring people in from other places. I had to build a new computer to stream on, and I'm glad I did it then because now a video card is like as much as a car.
Does stuff light up in your build?
No, because I want it to be quiet and I want it to not be seen or heard. Really, it just sits here. There's no LEDs and shit. Fuck that. Because
right behind this curtain is my wife Lindsay's streaming rig. She streamed on Twitch for a number of years as Lindsay Geektron. You can follow her there. She may someday reappear there. But she's got the 2 monitor setup. She's got the DSLR in between. I'm still on like a Logitech Brio right now. And then her computer is this ridiculous gaming build that just glows red. Glows red, and the keyboard's backlit, and the mouse is backlit, and yeah, she plays like League of Legends and stuff on there. Yeah. This
room is an extra room at my apartment, and I just did everything I could to make it like sonically dead and like visually not too distracting, but also not like people who do a green screen. Their shit looks terrible. So, but yeah, it's a. And Phil updated himself too. Bought a microphone.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I used to come on with my old gaming headset, and while it sounded pretty good, it wasn't quite the same as a good quality mic.
Oh, was it an Astro?
No, it was a Corsair.
Okay. So my wife works for Astro, so.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
See a little brand.
My coworker's husband works at Corsair, so all right, cool.
At least she does have a Corsair mouse, though. So there you go. Cool.
My mouse is Corsair too.
Oh, no shit.
It has lights on it, but I figured out the buttons on it to change the color of the light and to turn down the volume of the light to almost off.
I rock
the mood-lit mouse. Yeah.
I rock an Evoluent handshake mouse. So I've got the vertical mouse.
Oh, I have one. I have not the Evoluent. I have the Wow Pen or whatever for when I'm working during the day. Yeah. I broke my wrist like 6 years ago. It's not too bad, but it's nice if I have to actually use the mouse a lot to have a.
It's nice.
I can't compete in this one.
I get the Mac mouse.
Little Mac mouse, yeah.
That's okay. You have a much better singing voice and much cooler keyboards than we do. So
there you go. Which granted, the singing voice probably isn't saying much, but
at this point, I will take your word for it.
Yeah, trust me, because I ain't gonna try to sing here.
I don't know. You said you were a drummer. We could have Phil Collins in our midst right here.
Non-singing drummer, dude.
That's what a lot of people were telling me too. Yeah, a lot of people were telling me too that like drumming and being the lead singer is the hardest. Like that it's the most difficult. It's like more difficult than the guitar or the bass if you're the lead singer, because somebody was saying it's that you're sitting down and that things are so
Rest.
like syncopated with what you're doing with your hands and your feet.
Yeah.
That it's like to get your head into the like a completely different space while you're maintaining that to sing is just, said it's incredibly difficult.
I couldn't imagine singing and playing drums at the same time. That would be insane.
I've tried a few times. Wasn't fun. I definitely know people like I like one of my friends' bands. They have one song that the drummer sings, and he has this chorus. He's just going very like a Taylor Hawkins kind of fills. Taylor Hawkins Dave Grohl kind of fills. But then his vocal part was syncopated kind of against it. And I was like, this sounds amazing. And I'm recording. And then I see him play it. and then his vocal is like exactly in line with the accents of the drums. I'm like, yeah, you basically have to do that. It's it's another level of polyrhythm, that polyrhythming your voice against the drums must be a bit of a mindfuck. Yeah.
Well, and not just against the drums. I memean, you're also playing them. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
it's playing with power too.
Right. And you're live, so you're the crowd's there. Like that's somebody was saying that is the hardest thing, and they were saying it's because you have to sit, so it's hard to project a little bit, and then instead of your feet just doing whatever they're doing, no, they're actually drumming, and so it's another thing on your body that is moving at a certain rhythm. And that getting yourself to sing at a different rhythm is just it's just murder. It's so hard.
And arm position is gonna mess with your diaphragm and your lung capacity as well at any given moment too. Yeah.
Shout out to the drummer lead singers out there. Shit,
drummer lead singers.
Not very many of them.
Well,
and that's probably why.
Who we got?
I'm trying to think beyond Phil Collins.
Don Henley was a drummer, right?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But then that wasn't exactly heavy lifting. So you can kind of, I guess, if he played open-handed, I guess. I don't know what he did. But so now we run out, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I have to do a Google search for that shit, dude. Singing drummers.
All right, well, I'm going to rock a tune real quick here. This is a Periscope. Yeah. This song is called Boomers. This song is really cool. It's about boomers.
Try and be
All right, that was Periscope. That was Boomers. That new album by Periscope is dope.
Good stuff. Yeah.
So, Phil, what's next for SoFA? When's the next SoFA event?
So I'm thinking September. We were kind of having conversations about whether we wanted to do something a little more regular leading up to September, but I think we're shooting for September to be the next one, and that'll probably be more of a traditional SoFA with probably 8 to 10 stages and probably 100-something performers, whatever, the food trucks and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll be gearing up for that over the next couple of months. Phil Maresca is actually taking a little vacation, so he's running off for a bit. And back, we'll start planning the next one.
So how would someone maybe named Brendan Getzell get in contact with the people for SoFA to maybe play such an event?
Just I'll shoot him my email address.
Cool.
You can get a hold of me.
Cool. When is this going down, if you had to guess?
It's usually the third Sunday in September. So if I had my calendar in front of me, I'd know. But so probably in the 21st, 22nd of September, somewhere in there.
Oh, cool. Well, one way or another, I'll be checking that out. Yeah, that is awesome. I'm in the middle of probably facing the fact that I might have to get a new drummer because or at least my band's called the Getz. We don't have a huge online presence at this moment. But the drummer is now moved from since COVID started from child 1 to child 3. So that might. You park yourself in a house in San Anselmo with an acre, and then anyway, that's supposed to be pop sounds, not because that doesn't make kids. So I will probably be updating. Well, I'm gonna get to have a band rehearsal soon. That's gonna be fun. Get a lot of band rehearsals going soon, so that's gonna be great. Yeah.
We just had like our fourth last night. It was awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Juan was talking a couple of weeks ago about how excited he was to get back together working with Rebelskamp.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people understand how impactful to a musician's psyche not being able to get together and play music is. I mean, it was pretty soul crushing this past 15 months not being able to do that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. There were I had a handful of, like I said, I had recording things, which is it's not the same energy because recording is little spurts of work followed by very meticulous hours of if not boredom, just meticulousness, I guess. Just waiting to do the next thing. What if we try this? 3 more hours. What if we try this? A lot of that, that kind of energy. But at least it's air conditioned and quiet, and everything and everything may or may not be disinfected. The closest thing to a live show, like a rehearsed live show that I had the whole COVID time, was Misfit Cabaret did a New Year's Eve stream for a DNA Lounge. And we wrote a whole new show for that with a whole new medley. This is I'm sure David's talked about this a lot. This Cabaret Bashow's Misfit Cabaret. We'll be back in October at the Alcazar Theater in San Francisco, and then we'll be up in Seattle. Great to have dates again for that. But yeah, we did a show. We did a streaming show at DNA Lounge, and that was almost the same, but it was. But yeah, again, it's weird. You have 6 people there masked, kind of watching you, and there's no crowd to feed off of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Last time I played DNA, it was 400 people just packed. Who were there to see Amanda Palmer, and Kat and I were opening. At least on stage there. That's the last time I was there. So it was definitely a very different feeling, and this was right as things were getting really bad in November, December. So the vibe everywhere was very strange.
Yeah. We did one of the SoFA virtual festivals from a rehearsal studio that had a full stage and production thing. It was the same thing. It's we're streaming it, but there's literally only the production crew that were actually in the room. So I'm sure for the bands, it was a pretty different experience, not getting the feed off of the energy of the audience and stuff. And and trying to go through your set without having that feedback from the audience. Is, not an easy thing to do.
Like we had like burlesque performers and stuff with our show, and of course that's the ultimate feed off the audience thing. You take off an article of clothing and go, woo, get it. It's not the same when it's like 2 videographers, a spot operator, and a sound engineer going, woo. So that's a challenge that I can't quite inhabit. That's amazing that they were doing that.
That it's tough stuff. Like I can't tell you how sick I am of like spinning house music for a scrolling chat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, the chat's going. That's nice. I'm glad people are here.
Yeah. DJ's kind of same thing as musicians in that regard. Yeah. I mean, you guys feed a lot off the end. Plus you have the added issue of being just by yourself, and that's it. You're just you don't have other people to feed off of at all.
Yeah, you don't get to overhear this guy's great kind of thing from like 15 feet away. You doing this that thing with the one ear up down. Yeah.
But you also don't have drunk people coming up putting in requests for crazy music that doesn't fit with what you're doing.
Oh, that's easy though. That's like super easy. Like like bike party is the only place that I would really play where that would be an issue. And like the staff for bike parties like all around me, and they just don't let people bother me.
Oh, nice.
And it's a little bit of community there. A little bit of community. They figured that out probably after the first time 1,000 people showed up to bike party, and then everybody was going to the DJ with their iPod and a fucking cable going, hey, you should play this song. And now at least, and I noticed when the other DJs are playing, like all the guys and gals who do the bike, the music bikes are all kind of looming around the DJ and like intercepting people as they come up. I told them, I'm like, hey, only let kids through, man. I'll give a little girl a high five or whatever. She can't even fucking get close enough to me to yell a request at me. Let the kids through.
Giving them the Hell's Angels Altamont treatment right there. Good. It's good. It's good. You feel secure in those moments. It's good.
So Brandon, you had mentioned Sweet HayaH a little bit ago. I think I'm going to rock one of their tunes real quick here.
Please do. I'll enjoy that.
Before you jump in, I got to say bye. So nice meeting you, Brandon. Good hanging with you, Dave, as always. All right, see you guys. Have a good time.
Congrats on the new project.
Thanks, buddy. Bye.
What? Let's do it.
Someone that I knew and I knew nothing at all. Could it have been something that I did when I had no choice? Could it have been something that I praised when I had no God? Could it have been something that I said when I had no voice? Don't give it up. It's obviously right. Don't give it up if you haven't even tried. Would it have been someone that I knew and I knew nothing at all? Would it have been something that I did when I had no choice? Could it have been something that I praised when I had no God? Could it have been something that I said when I had no voice? Don't give it up if it's obviously right. Don't give it up if you haven't even tried.
Oh, sweet HayaH, that was no voice. Thanks, Mr. Phil, for joining us, and thanks for being here this evening, Brandon. You did sound for Sweet HayaH? Aren't they so nice?
Yeah, I did that at Hotel Utah. So I host the open mic there on Monday nights. Hopefully Hotel Utah will get to reopen soon. We are waiting on a venue grant, as many other venues are right now. There are tens of thousands of venues that applied, and like 40 or 50 have received them. I know Bottom of the Hill in San Francisco got one, but a lot of other venues have not yet. Anyway, a few years ago, I ran sound for them just on a random like Saturday night show, and got all 11 of them, 11 or 7 or however many of them are on stage. They sounded so hot that night. And then I ended up playing like 3 different gigs with them over like the next like couple months, just kind of running into them. Like we did a street festival in Novato, like maybe a couple weeks later. Well, I was there with one of my David Bowie tribute bands called Rebel. So yeah, it's just some great people that I keep running into, and so I'm glad to hear them on the broadcast tonight.
Oh, they've been guests on this show. They were one of the first bands actually that sent us music when we started collecting for the show, because they're here and that we know all the same people. Yeah, they've been on a couple times. I got to get them on like now that we're on Twitch and video and stuff, because Nahal and like them, they have like this way about them that's like the people immediately like it, and I think like a video interview with them is certainly something I need to get going here.
Yeah, I should definitely do that.
So, what's next for you? What's going on? I know you said you had a bunch of shows canceled, but what's coming up for you?
Big things coming up. One, as I mentioned, I'm in a David Bowie tribute band called First Church of the Sacred Silver Sexual, and we are playing the Chapel in San Francisco, September 10th and 11th. On the 10th, we are doing Ziggy Stardust, beginning to end, followed by an encore set. And then when we do the full album, we have a series of drag and burlesque performers do performances with us on stage. And we're all dressed ridiculously too. So it's really something to see. It's amazing energy. We have 5 different singers, myself included. And then we do an encore set of hits after that. And then the second night, we're doing Hunky Dory, beginning to end. And it's the 50th anniversary of Hunky Dory, 1971, 2021. That's the one with Life on Mars and Changes and Oh You Pretty Things and Queen Bitch on it. So we're doing that, and then another encore set after that. These shows we usually do in the first weekend of January to coincide with Bowie's birthday, and they sell out. And it's the best audience energy for any show that I'm in, like any year. And that includes the Misfit Cabaret shows I do, the other band stuff I do. It's just so electric in there in a way I've never experienced with any other show. So definitely worth checking out September 10th and 11th at the Chapel. And then the other big stuff is Misfit Cabaret is coming back. I'm in a long running cabaret show with Cat Robichaud, whom your audience probably knows pretty well at this point.
Fairly familiar.
Yeah. I was happened to be glancing at a few of those that playlist there, and hey, there she is everywhere. There's Cat, and I'm playing piano on maybe about 2/3 of those songs, maybe more. Anyway, we've been at the Alcazar Theater the last couple of years, and everything closed down. And we were going to return to the Great Star, which was our original home in San Francisco, a theater in Chinatown.
Oh, I like that place a lot.
That place is wonderful, and my friends Roger Pincombe and Alice did so much to restore that place, and it looks incredible, and they've just reopened it. We had some snafus, unfortunately, so we weren't able to bring Misfit Cabaret there. So we're bringing it back to the Alcazar Theater in October, which is on Geary and the Tenderloin. It's a really cool theater. It's got a big capacity, like 400 plus, but every seat is close because it's wider than it is deep.
Right.
I'm trying not to make a sex joke, but the upshot of that is that you feel the farthest away seat feels very close. And so you feel like you're all close together, and it's very, very good energy there. So we're going to be back there in October. The theme of the show is Asylum, as in Cat is a mental patient and I am the doctor of the asylum, and the other performers are other patients in the ward. And so a lot of doctor related songs have found their way into the medleys that Cat has been working on. I don't want to say any more than that. You can probably guess what some of them are. And then, so we got that. So we're doing that in October, second and third weekend of October. And then we're taking that up to Seattle after that. So those are the 2 big ones that where the wheels are already in motion to do stuff. And then, and then I'm trying to build up my Twitch world which has been a lot of fun. Thank you to you for the raids as well. Thank you to Echoplex Media for the raids. Y'all bring amazing energy and great song requests, and so it's fun, especially as they're late at night, and so I'm like flagging a little bit. I was stressed out a lot the other night about not being able to find my cat, but I found her. She's an idiot. She cannot handle her business outside the way her big brother can. She got 2 cats. So what's next for your cats, Brendan? One is named Theon. That's my wife's cat. Full name Theon Aurelius. Obviously named Theon long before season 8 when Game of Thrones was still cool. And then his little sister we adopted late last year. Her name is Asha. You know, Theon and Asha are the name of the brother and sister in the Game of Thrones books. But again, she stinks, so we call her Stinky. But she is still a young little idiot kitty, and so if she's outside at night, she needs to be tracked down because who knows what nonsense she's getting into. So that's going on. Twitch is going on. I'm excited to be kind of part of this community. It seems like the most cohesive online community where everything else is weirdly like ephemeral because we don't know how much of our performing music paradigm is going to return in person. I'm seeing that a lot of it is already. I'm excited that I can look on my calendar, my event calendar, and see a lot of my friends performing out. And so things are changing somewhat quickly. Hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully we don't have like another wave or anything like that later on. And but things are looking good right now, and it's good to get back out there playing music.
So I'm faced with a bit of a dilemma.
Yes.
My roommate likes to day drink, and when he runs out of beer, he raids the liquor, and I have like this much vodka left, and I had a whole bottle earlier, and I would like to get another bottle, and I could do that fairly quickly, but not in 0 time. I have a bicycle.
Can you do that in a
store.
song time, or
I have a bicycle, and the liquor store is a quick ride away. I was wondering, does all your stuff happen to be hooked up?
Everything. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Can you play a couple songs for people while I go refresh my liquor? Brennan, I appreciate it. I owe you a favor now.
Oh, but play music for an audience. How dare you, sir?
Well, I'm asking you to do it for free and without any preparation. So.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I very much appreciate that, and I appreciate your respect for the artist there. That's cool. But I also respect your that you need more than a finger of vodka. So let's make that happen for you. Yeah. So
thank you.
Yeah. Cool. All right. I'll see you soon. Just stop me whenever. We'll go to the piano because it's hooked up. No, we'll go to the guitar. So play it there. All right. Hi, good people of. That is too hot. Hi, good people of local love. I am Brendan Getzell. I am a singer-songwriter based in Oakland. As mentioned, I'm going to move my camera slightly downward because I'm sitting in a little swivel chair. There we go. All right. And check. Hey, we got some reverb. Awesome. And I just need a capo, and then we're all good. All right. Probably just have things a little more set up. This is a big old rock song called Kite. This is about quitting my full-time job to pursue music. Here we go. I turn that down even further. There. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I need something real, something I can feel, 'cause lately I've been losing touch. I used to believe, now I'm left to grieve. This paltry pick is not enough. I didn't leave my home, it's the home that's leaving me. The last chapter of this tome pulled the rug from underneath my feet.
I'm giving up this pantomime. You swallowed up too much of my time, whether emergency or if it was by design. You've lost your way. Go fly a kite. I cannot go on singing that old song, preaching growth unto the swollen. Been up to no good, your reverse Robin Hood, and it's all coming into focus. Consider this my notice. I'm giving up this pantomime. You swallowed up too much of my time, whether emergency or if it was by design. You've lost your way. Go fly a kite. There's a bit in this part where my friend Chris Sonko, who's been on this show before, I think, aka Sonko Jam on Twitch, he does a verse here. It's amazing. I can't do it though. I didn't leave my home. It's the home that's leaving me. The last chapter of this tome. Pull the rug from underneath my feet. I'm giving up this pantomime. You swallowed up too much of my time, whether emergency or if it was by design. You've lost your way. You've lost your way. You've lost your way. Go fly a kite. Okay. Okay. So the song's called Kite. All right. Let me do one thing just to make sure that everything is sounding good, and then friend will be back very, very, very soon, I'm sure. Drinks are super important. All right, I got that muted. Perfect. Awesome. I just want to have comments in the corner there just in case. All right. I'll do one more, and I think that should be enough to get a. And this is my power ballad. This is called Serenade. Hope you all enjoy this. Somewhere on the other side of a question heard and then denied, our adventures never to be undertaking. Flick among the city lights, they comfort me on sleepless nights. A tribute to future time forsaking. The ways I'm feeling that you don't, the things I'm seeing that you won't, the shadows cast on all I thought I'd known. But I'll be living in a dream where the skies are canvas for the earthbound to see. Soaring over town, we are dancing on clouds, and by the light of the moon, I will serenade you. Somewhere in a hope that's gone, we are singing till the break of dawn. Call and response, a beat reverberating. Cast as actors for a play that harsh reality betrays. My secret in the wings, forever waiting. Ways I'm feeling that you don't, the things I'm seeing that you want, the shadows cast on all I thought I'd known. But if you need me, I'll be living in a dream where the skies are canvas for the earthbound to see. Soaring over town, we are dancing on clouds, and by the light of the moon, I will serenade you, and I will be just fine. The clouds will rain, the sun will shine. Ways I'm feeling that you don't, the things I'm seeing that you won't, shadows cast on all I know, just this song before I go, just this song before I go. But if you need me, I'll be living in a dream where the skies are canvas for the earthbound to see. Soaring over town, we are dancing on clouds, and by the light of the moon, in the light of the moon. I will serenade you.
Fuck yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for filling a little bit of time. Also, I wish we would have had this OBS Ninja thing set up properly when we had you on before.
Oh, yeah.
Because like being able to just cut over to your own window that's like directly coming into us, like this would have been like super cool. The sound, especially from like I heard you playing your piano or like going down the line on your piano, the sound from the piano is pretty good. The guitar sounds a little underwatery like it always does on like WebRTC.
Okay.
But that's also because these settings are a little more it's set up like for anybody to join the panel, like on a mobile device or whatever. If we set you a pro audio setting, it would have sounded like it would have been like directly off your interface. But still, it sounds better than a lot of Facebook Lives, that's for sure.
Okay, cool. Well, it's a good note. Thank you.
Thank you. And Stark Raving just showed up in the chat and knew exactly who you were and gave you a little shout out to your channel.
Thank you, Stark Raving.
Music Talk's a little bit tough, and we don't usually get a big crowd for this, but we do pretty good on the podcast on this one. A lot of people download it. So. Especially because I think people show up here thinking they're going to get something else. They're like, I would like to have a panic attack. I'm going to go to Echoplex Media's channel. And then they go, this is nice. I'm out of here.
Yeah. It's disturbingly pleasant.
So what was like the impetus for you to try Twitch out?
Most of it was, I've been doing shows on Facebook Live for most of this, for most of quarantine and everything. And I've been doing all these themed shows, and they were fun. And sometimes you get a nice crowd, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you do some ads and it works out. Sometimes you do some ads and it doesn't. And I noticed I have some friends. My friend you mentioned earlier, Chris Sonko Jam.
His channel is. Do you ever hang out in his channel? His channel.
Yes, I do. I certainly do. Yeah, I met him through the Hotel Utah open mic when I was hosting. He was a performer there, and I ended up joining his band for a bunch of gigs too. And we played at shows in San Francisco, at the Utah and Bar Fluxus and a bunch of other places. And he since moved to Portland. But yeah, I'm on his channel a bunch. Whether he's doing his beatboxing, his mashups and loops, his tarot readings, his Pokemon battles and whatnot. And then so him and a few other friends started really doing this a lot here. Another of my friends, The Compliments. She's a 2-person piano and vocal duo who are basically on like every day from like 7 a.m. to like 1 p.m. and are just crushing it there. They have a packed house on their thing, and they do a thing very similar to what I do. Is that they take very quick requests. They do a lot of like kind of looped mashups of songs and other things, and learn stuff on the fly, which is I love watching all the live learns and stuff. And just a few of them, and they all was like, Brendan, you've got the skill set for this. You should try this. You should try the situation out here. It'd be a lot of fun for you. You can make a little money. You can make a whole new community. And like, you know what? I'm finally taking the plunge. I'm doing this. And I didn't do it until actually I got this piano over here, which is much more thoroughly programmable than the previous one I had. I had a Kurzweil that I loved, but it was more kind of a stage and specific piano patch and organ patch friendly thing. While this is kind of like more of an all-in-one. This is a 2019 Roland Phantom. So I got this and I was like, all right, I feel like I can express myself the way I want to on Twitch at this point. So I'm gonna try this. And I think my first stream was May 20th and made affiliate on June 3rd. And yeah, it's rolling along at this point. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm gonna be on there. I'm gonna be back tomorrow night. I'm at 9 o'clock, I think, depending. I have like a meeting earlier in the night, but then I'll fire it up right after that. Yeah,
that'll be fantastic. After we like trudge through like listening to Sam Harris talk about it, how important he is for a while, and then watch like some weird people who hate women, we'll send people to you. It'll be fantastic.
Sam. Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't come on the Wednesday night show. That's infuriating. But that's our popular podcast too. Is the one that's
I've seen it. No, I've done it definitely. Totally. Yeah. I have yeah, no, I definitely like. I'm on Twitter like all day, and so I see people talking about like your Sam Harris's, your Jordan Petersons, that particular subset of toxicity.
Public intellectuals, sir. Public intellectuals.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's that term. That term seems to come with its own supply of lube.
Yeah, but after it's cool. The Wednesday and the Sunday are actually the shows that are infuriating. So it's nice to know I can send people to you afterwards.
Oh, so. Good. So this nice soul bleach of some sort, I guess, that some people may need after diving into that the underbelly of public intellectualism. Your Benjamin Shapiro's and your whatnot.
It was the other night. It was cool when you went and looked for your cat. Everybody hella stayed. I was like trying to like hold court while you were gone. I'm like, hey, everybody's just looking for his cat. I was like, it'll be a cat video in a minute. Like, I was like, stick around.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm in a garage right now, and there's a hallway on the other side of the garage. It's like next to the next building, and it's gated on both sides. And I was at the end over there, and I could look through the hallway. And I could see two little reflective eyes way at the other end on the other side of the gate, just taunting me. And it's my silly, ridiculous little kitten. And then Theon, the grown-up cat, kind of sat with me and was like, oh my God, this idiot.
Don't you wish you could have sent the grown-up cat to go retrieve the baby cat?
If only it worked that way. I don't know if I should really be talking about this necessarily, but the baby cat Asha hit cat puberty earlier than we thought. She was maybe a couple months older than we thought she was when we adopted her, and so we got to see her in heat. And Theon is long fixed, So she kept trying to seduce him, and he's like, "I wish you should back
What are you
off.
doing?
What are you even doing? Let a player play." But while Lindsay was out of town, my wife was out of town, I did a show down here in the garage, and I came upstairs, and I don't know what happens when a male cat is neutered and that they lose the urge entirely. But I came back and I found them on the couch. And yeah, Theon had a very, all right, just this once kind of energy. So yeah, so I walked in on my cats doing something like that. Is all I'll say. So anyway, I don't know how Sam Harris would feel about that, but
You're taking the cats out of context.
I was so excited that they were starting to like be friends, and then I walk in and I'm like, oh no.
Like, fuck, they're
she
not
is
friends,
since,
are they?
yeah, no, there were benefits, but yeah, she has since been taken care of in that regard. She has been corrected, to use a term from The Shining. So yeah, so now everyone's just happy cats now, except that Asha occasionally gets lost, and I have to go fetch her. So that was the drama the other night. So it was a bummer because like that was right, like the main drama that was like right when the raid took place. So I was like, oh, I have to go outside and take care of that. I want to hang out with y'all. But thank you for holding down the fort while I was gone.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was easy. It was easy. I can wrangle my own people usually. Although sometimes they wrangle me like late at night. They're like, Dave, you got to start DJing or go to bed or something, man. You've had a few too many drinks. You got to do something else, dude.
They hit this like diminishing return spot with you, or like they
like whatever you're doing now, you got to do something else, dude.
Yeah, you're tempting a mutiny.
No, they've only mutinied on me like twice, but it was funny, and I deserved it.
That's
So are you? Do you see like the same thing that we like? Well, it depends. Say I just start off kind of doing whatever I'm going to do. Do you see kind of the same thing I do, where it just goes up all night, like your viewer count kind of just goes up until like a certain point, right? And then it kind of will level off.
So it's a little early in the game for me to really have a sense of those kind of metrics. I know generally my average viewer count it creeps up maybe by like about a viewer or so extra per. And now that if I'm creeping up by one, then you know that we're at a pretty low point right now. But I definitely the big thing I like having is, as long as it's just like, it's like half a dozen or someone like just as a floor, then the energy is pretty good, and people are passing around requests and stuff. And then I like the challenge of like keeping the raiders around. And that's
my thing too. Yeah. I remember one night we didn't do our Sunday show. I was just exhausted, and it's like breakneck around here. You know, I mean, we're live every night. I get Monday off because the Media Wench does her show, and I love watching her show because I don't have to do her show. But she was live. There was no real show. She was just kind of hanging out, you know, playing clips, and then 5,000 fucking people raided into our channel.
Whoa!
And they were all like putting up emotes of a microwave, and then there were just microwaves fucking blowing up all over the screen, and then her poor computer started to fucking bog down. They started asking her to see her microwave, and I was like, well, this is a shit show, until like the next day I found out that we were the only people that never showed those people the fucking microwave and told them to fuck off. And I'm like, okay, great, actually this is good.
Oh, all right.
I mean, they didn't stick around after we didn't show them the microwave, but now we're the only people like when it was like some big streamer, and when he raided, we're the only people who weren't like, oh yeah, of course I'll show you the microwave. We were like, what the fuck are you? Fuck off with your microwave, you know? So, but yeah, but like if I'm streaming and like more than 15 people raid me, absolutely, I want to keep them. I want them to follow me. Yeah. I want them to give me money.
Yeah, I bump their song request to the top, and I have my buddy who goes by Bowser with the Red Shell has been modding for me, and he's been doing really stand up work. He's actually been a huge help for me, kind of going native a little bit. I think that there's such a like kind of a technical lockout in terms of like the terminology and stuff here, and the way all the little different things and minutia on Twitch work. it's like everything from the bits to the channel points to just rating all the commands and everything. And so there's a lot to set up, and like each time, like there's 1,000 things I need to know, and I'm learning an extra 6 of them each like kind of gap between times I'm on. And so I'm learning about like kind of crowd control and that. I've been pretty chill about things. Like because I'm only a month in, about like if someone's making a bunch of requests, all right, fine, whatever. I've been like, oh, look, tip me or something like that, because that's not the ethos of what's going on in there. It's community, but there's also ways to think about like stuff like monetization and how you tier things with your subscribers and stuff. And so it's been a work in progress on that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess since our core brand proposition here is that we're going to make it hard for you to sleep tonight, we don't really have to fucking, like, there's nothing that we're offering. But I see what you're saying. Like, you know, if somebody just shows up and is making request after request after request, like that starts to get a little weird, because, you know, you don't want to alienate people. Like we've had these kinds of discussions too, especially when we got here. We're like, that person's annoying. Oh, I don't want to really alienate them because they're here all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a apparently very drunk person making a request maybe 2 streams ago, and it was a guy in Alaska. It was a Gulf War vet, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. I honor your service. Way to do fun things for Schwarzkopf. And like my mod was messaging, Bowser was messaging me like, we need to get rid of this guy. I'm like, I'll just go with it. 3 requests later, he sends me $100 tip. I'm like, all right, we're cool now.
You're like, I'll take it.
And it's like, at this point, like I have kind of a high bar, I guess, for getting people out there. If they're making just like straight up, just like troll requests, please mash up "Forgot About Dre" and that Dragon Force song or something, you know? But I haven't really run into that. That was the thing. It was like I'm a cusp millennial or whatever, right? Like I remember as a tiny child the Challenger explosion, to give you an idea of my age.
You're not that much younger than I am.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I'm 44.
Yeah. I am 40. I'm a Carter baby. Technically, I'm a lame duck Carter baby. So after Reagan was elected, but when the hostages, whatever. But as a result, like, that was one of the things about Twitch. Am I going to get eaten alive by Zoomers at some point? And then again, that would be my issue with TikTok as well. Like, I feel like overrun by Zoomers who know what they're doing, or maybe they don't. I don't know. I'm of that age cohort too, and I knew I was going to be okay when somebody came in and said, "Dude, you're the oldest doomer I've ever met." I said things are going to be just fine here, and I'm not that old. Fuck you. Yeah, I found my crowd too, because like I have a song list that people can pick from for requests and everything. You've seen that, and I put like 1,400 songs in there. I'm like, how much new stuff do I have on here? I need to be able to take people's requests if it's new or whatever. And then like most of the requests I get anyway are classic rock. Like it's a lot of 70s and a lot of 90s. And so definitely found my crowd and been at home there. So that's worked out pretty well for me, I guess.
Yeah, it's. I also think this place, Twitch, has just kind of grown a lot. Like they added the politics category since we've been on here. They kind of added a bunch of different tags for music since we've been on here. Like I forget now, because ours is just music talk, which means we're like doomed to have less than 10 listeners the whole time. But that's fine. I love doing this show, but this place has grown a lot too, and I think that like a lot of people who are not in that 16 to 30 cohort are like starting to come here as content creators, and as well as like people looking for entertainment. And I think the pandemic really kind of sped that up too, because there's something shitty about a Facebook Live, right? Like it's not so much like the bad quality doesn't affect us as much, but you as a musician, you've listened back and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, what's with my sound? Why does my sound sound? Why does it sound like a Zoom call and then all of a sudden it snaps back in and it's fine, right? And it's not your system, because you do that. You go here on Twitch and it doesn't do that. Yeah. But I think the other thing about Facebook is when you're there, your mom can DM you and it shows up as a little red thing on the top of the same window where it'll show up as a notification if you don't have your shit set up right. So I think it's really easy for people to like leave someone's performance or live feed to just go do something else on Facebook. And I think here on Twitch, people follow other people and whatnot, but it's once people arrive on your channel, it's just more sticky.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's generally been my experience when I'm either lurking or commenting somewhere else, is that there's a lot more reasons to stick around. There's a lot more reasons not to leave in that way. I think because also the Twitch experience is literally this. It's you're watching this, whereas the Facebook, watching something on Facebook Live, even before you consider the video quality, audio quality, and whatever, is something peripheral to the first 5 or 10 things you think of when you think of I'm doing something logged into Facebook.com, right? So there's that relationship to streaming. Facebook also, I think, I don't know if they still have a 4-hour limit, I think, on any one stream. I ran into this hosting at Hotel Utah, that I would start my live stream, my video stream with the open mic at like 8 o'clock, and then at midnight it would shut down. And so I would either restart it, or if the list was kind of crap after that, I would call it a night. So there's definitely like,
Facebook limits you from mobile. Were you on a mobile device when you were doing that?
Yes.
Yeah. They limit you on mobile.
Oh, okay. They limit you on. Okay.
If you're plugged in with like OBS or something, I think it's like 12 hours.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. What was your vodka, by the way?
Oh, I've been drinking this Amsterdam pineapple vodka lately. It's very, very cheap and very good. I actually think like their regular vodka, if you just do 50-50 with like the tonic you'd buy at the store, I think it's better than Grey Goose.
Oh, all right.
But I'm also not the world's hugest fan of Grey Goose. Oh, we got Curtis. What I need is a producer. What up, Curtis?
Yo.
You know Brennan?
Hi, Curtis.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
I'm good. I do now.
Curtis, introduce yourself. You know the drill.
Oh, I'm Curtis, and I play in a band, and I had a podcast, but I no longer have it.
Oh, did you do episode? That's right. You did episode. How was episode 100?
Yeah. It was good. It was good. Yeah, we had a friend of ours interviewed us instead of us interviewing people. So that was fun. Good send off. And then we did a live from the garage concert. And
Oh, I watched that. That was dope. I had fun.
Thanks. Yeah, that was super hot. Very hot. I
have Chip DeVille about to join me like in the studio here. He just got off of his DJ gig. Yeah, Curtis, you play in a band called Monkey. Fucking your band is dope. I cannot wait. You got any Bay Area shows coming up, my dude?
July 2nd, there's a show that's trying to happen at the Caravan of all places. So we want to do
if we all end up back together again at night drinking cheap alcohol, it really kind of has to be there, right? I mean,
absolutely. It's the punk rock dive. It's the heaven of downtown for sure.
It is the first time I went there. I had just kind of moved to San Jose, and there was like no band playing, and I was like, everybody that I had met was like, oh, this is where you go, and I went there, and there was like the night there wasn't a band, and I was like, what the fuck? But then I went there the following Friday, and I forgot I met Randall Aubrey had moved. I'd known him in Fremont, and I ran into him there, and I was like, oh shit, because he lived in San Jose too, and that was kind of how I got into knowing people in the music scene here.
Didn't Randall like live in your apartment or near your apartment?
No, he was here for a while.
Yeah.
He started this podcast network with me too.
Cool.
Yeah, it was. Him and his girl seem real happy, and that's great, actually.
Nice. You got a lot of keyboards there next to you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, they wanted to be in the shot, so who am I say no? There's even a third sitting right over here. My MPK. Yeah. I haven't been to a lot of these venues in San Jose. The only show I've played there was with a Bowie tribute band at Britannia Arms, which Oh, that was fun though. It was us and a Zepp tribute band.
Is that the Santa Teresa location or the downtown location?
The not downtown location.
Yeah, Santa Teresa. Yeah.
That's gotta be it. Yeah. Yeah. And this was like 2016. I think it was the first time I ever played with that Bowie band. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like that place. All right.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's a little small, but
it's small. Yeah.
Do you remember who else played?
That night it was my friend PJ Malone's Zepp tribute band. I think they were called Physical Graffiti at that point, but I think they've changed to something else. I think it's like Shred Zeppelin or something to that effect. Yeah. I actually took a music class in college. Sort of college at Foothill State. From a guy, Mark Anderson, who was the manager of Dread Zeppelin for a while.
I remember them.
Yeah. I know. I remember they did a mashup of Heartbreaker and Heartbreak Hotel by Elvis. That was good. I remember that. And I think it was also on Beavis and Butthead at some point.
That song was on Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah. It was one of the music videos they played. One of them was they did the music video of Dread Zeppelin's Heartbreak Hotel Heartbreaker mashup. It's basically they did Heartbreak Hotel, but instead of boom 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 boom, it was bow, 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 right. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that. They were also like don don don.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite Beavis and Butthead memory was then they couldn't say fire anymore. And so then there was this scene where Beavis was trying to light a lighter while he was calling someone a liar and being all liar. I was like, that's great.
My favorite was when they decided that they were going to counterfeit money, and instead of they didn't have any dollar bills, so they started Xeroxing nickels and dimes. And then cutting them out crudely at Kinko's, and then they would go and try to purchase alcohol without an ID. And the guy's like, "You kids need an ID," and he's all, "Maybe this will change your mind."
Hands him like a paper nickel.
I think mine was, sorry,
photograph of a nickel. Maybe this one will change your mind.
That's really good. I think mine was in the Beavis and Butthead movie of Beavis finding a magazine in that trailer, and the guy with the King of the Hill voice. I forget that character's names.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Large pie, fry, large coffee. I haven't seen so much whacking in my life or whatever.
Out of my cool shed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's good times. I also like when the hot chick walks into class and he goes, "Come to Butthead." That's worth weight in gold.
Yes, definitely. Bathe her and bring her to me. Definitely things I may or may not have repeated when I was in like 6th grade. To the chagrin of my friends' parents, who apparently all my friends got in trouble for repeating lines from the episode of Beavis and Butthead where they talk about STDs. Mm-hmm. Or the sex ed class, and it's the gym teacher guy shouting about the penis and the vagina and the venereal disease, and we start repeating those lines in a car trip to like Raging Waters or something. And all of our parents kind of had a conference about should we all be collectively punished for repeating all this stuff from Beavis and Butthead.
I think the whole world should be collectively punished.
Yeah. Mike Judge has given us many good things, though.
Yes, he has.
Yeah. I'm a big Idiocracy fan, so.
Yeah, Idiocracy is good.
Yeah.
Office Space is
great. Yeah.
You know, Idiocracy did a bad job of predicting the future because the future was actually stupider than they thought it would be. It was just more stupid in a completely different way than they believed.
I can't go into Costco without
Chips
laughing.
at my front door. I guess somebody locked my front door. Fucking, I'll be right back. Hang on.
Protecting that vodka, I guess. All right.
It's the elves. The elves lock the doors. girl from Ecuador.
Yeah. We need some hold music. So yeah, you get in studio guests on this show. This is good.
Yeah.
Where
the hell is his in studio guest? Go on.
All right, we got Chip in the house. I'm going to play a song real quick and bring him up so that you guys can see him and so that the audience can see him and so that everybody can see him. We'll be back in a minute. This is Cat Robichaud. This song is called Criminal.
I play piano on
Was
this.
it all a game? You led me on and now I love you. Oh, your ego has so many names. Bluest of blue. Your oceans are calming in the fire that's burning because of you. But nothing moves. We all have ghosts in the closets where we hide all our corpses, and we pray for redemption from the past. You've got a trunk in the cellar with yellow teeth and black hair and skeletons in every state you've been. What you do to me is criminal. The way you touch my skin is unforgivable. How do I escape your spell that you cast so well? You're not helpless, you're not a poet, you're a goddamn selfish human being. You don't act for the devil, so don't blame him for your transgressions and upbringing. I'm tired of your lies, your disguise was good, but all good things are headed for a grave ending. Your velvet words are so misleading, wrapped up in layers of gauze to keep from seeping. How many were taken by your charm? Precious young things, free for the first time, but not for long. We're guilty of doors that we break up and walls that we build up to keep us safe from deceptions of love. You're building rooms with no windows and tombs with hidden peoples, getting your kicks from watching me kick in the wall.
That was Cat Robichaud. That was Criminal. And look who's up in the studio.
Hey, what's good, everybody? How you doing? Dude, it feels so good to be back in the studio. This is great. And I got off my gig early enough to come before the show was over. That was awesome, too. It's a good feeling.
So people on the fucking Twitch, I mean, this is local love, so there's the viewer count's a little low, but people who've been tuning into the podcast for the last little while don't know who you are. Who are you? How'd you come to be here?
I'm Chip DeVille. I am one of the original members of Local Love. Man, goddamn, do I miss it? Like, for real. This is like, I never thought I would ever think that Tuesday was fun. But Echoplex Media kind of changed that for me. So it's good to be back. But man, what's up, Curtis? Good to see you. And I don't know if you probably don't remember meeting me, man, but I've seen you at a couple shows, and you're an amazing pianist, dude. I love watching you perform.
Thank you.
So
thank you so much, Chip. Thanks so much, and it's good to see you here.
Thanks.
All right,
man. Dude. You guys ever get that? Like, has anybody been playing any gigs like, but they're just not the same kind of gig? Like, I know you guys were talking about doing like streaming gigs and stuff earlier, and like how like Facebook Live sucks. But I was thinking about it. I used to like play like clubs and fun things, and get to like watch people. And,
that doesn't happen anymore.
Now, like lately, the only gigs I've been getting are like at restaurants. And I'm thinking, like, do you remember that movie Free Willy, where the whale was just kind of sad, and he was in the amusement park and he was swimming, but he was just sad because all he wanted to do was be in the ocean. Like right now, that's how I feel. I just play at restaurants, and I don't really get to be creative. I'm just playing like dinner music, So it's like it's still fun and it's still nice and it's still good to see people react to what I'm playing. But I feel like I'm still in that amusement park and I want to be in the ocean. I don't know. Hopefully somebody else can relate. I don't know.
Trying to figure out where to put my chat because I made our remote guests bigger, but now there's nowhere to put the chat. Oh, whatever. I'll just put it right over myself. Fuck it.
So what y'all been up to? Sorry if they already covered that earlier.
Lots of nothing.
I've been busy.
He's got an entire radio station here in his house. Man, if you guys could see what I see, like I know you guys get to see some of it just through the screen, but wow, like just wow. I don't know. It's like a legit radio station in here, man. This is cool.
It's like almost like a TV station, except that like the people on the TV station have a teleprompter and producers.
Yeah.
Primarily producers. If I had somebody sitting here to produce this for me, first of all, they'd just do it all wrong all the time. That'd be the most important thing. I'd be like, "You're doing it wrong. Here, go host the show. I'll run the buttons."
Man,
be like, "What?"
We had teleprompters. That'd be that would. I don't know. I don't know if we'd really fare all that well, to be honest with you.
I think it'd be fun for me to have a teleprompter where you had to tell me what to say, and I could have a teleprompter where I had to tell you what to say instead of like using it for like a pre-planned thing. You like
and just kind of like sabotage whatever's planned, like, or whatever the story that you're reading is. I like that. I like the sound of that.
So we've asked everybody this kind of where we talked a little bit about this. Did you learn anything like during the pandemic where you? I know you were streaming a lot and then you kind of stopped streaming, but were you able to figure out some stuff as far as that goes, or?
So I like the tech side of streaming. For me though, like especially just like when I'm performing as a DJ, for example, like it'll be a little different because I really feel like I feed off of the audience, and so even though I like doing the streaming performances and things like that, I started having more fun like doing streams for my friends. Like I'd have some of my other friends come over and I'd run their stream for them and make them look really cool. And I was having a lot of fun with that. Other than that, I just kind of retaught myself how to cook and I probably gained at least 20 pounds. But I made some really damn good food along the way.
We call that the COVID 20.
Oh man, yeah. I at least like 19 times 2, easy.
I cooked a lot. I cook a lot more at home now. Did both of you cook a lot more at home?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
My wife helps with that. I had a few culinary projects early in the COVID period. But it was mostly about making cocktails while I was trying to cook those things. And then it's actually my wife and I were about to move in together. We eloped a year and a half ago, and then we were going to move in like just before COVID hit. Then COVID hit, we pushed it back a couple months. So my wife and I moved in together like 2 months after shutdown started, and then from then on, she's a genius in the kitchen. So. This sounds very 50s. My wife cooks the greatest whatever, but she really does. So that's taking the weight off of my shoulders.
As the kids would say, she throws down.
Now, what does that?
Throws down in the kitchen, man. She throws down.
Dude, I definitely I feel it though on the self-made bartenders. Man, I've met a whole lot of quarantine bartenders nowadays.
Yeah,
quarantining.
Yeah. I'm a quarantine tiki guy right now. I can make like almost any rum drink now.
Oh, wonderful.
And that was not a skill I had a year ago. So anyone wants a Mai Tai or an Undead Gentleman or a zombie or a painkiller or
have you done any of those ones where you like light the drink on fire? Those are great. Anything that you light on fire is kind of cool.
I have not done anything au flambe, if you will.
Au flambe.
Yeah.
Vodka tonic au flambe.
Yeah. By the way, what is the tiki bar to go to in the San Jose area? Or tiki adventure rum drink kind of bar?
There's 5 Points. 5 Points does some pretty good tiki drinks. It's over in downtown on Santa Clara Street. The Cedar Room over here in Campbell used to do a pretty good tiki night, but I mean, are you still out in San Francisco?
I'm in Oakland now.
Okay, because I mean that's where really all the winning tiki spots are.
Yeah. I have my great list of bars.
Nothing compares
places,
to the San Francisco ones.
Yeah. Smuggler's Cove, Last Ride, Zombie Village, and it goes on. Yeah.
Exactly.
Amazing.
I don't know, Curtis. You know a good tiki spot?
Not in San Jose. No, I know of
we barely have any good spots. Like,
no, seriously. I was doing gigs in Cupertino a couple summers ago for San Francisco Shakespeare Festival. I was a musical director, and like by the time the show got so easy to do, I could just like have a couple of drinks before it. My bar was the bar in Whole Foods. It's good. There's some good beers there.
Yeah.
But yeah. This is right by De Anza College, I guess.
Yeah, they got that big Whole Foods over there.
Yeah, so there's the big Whole Foods, and then across the freeway, just on the other side of the freeway from there, there's this really cool dive bar there. I forget what it's called.
Paul and Eddie's?
That's probably it.
Yeah.
That's probably it. Yeah, I like that place a lot. Yeah.
That place is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man,
I've been there forever, and it's never changed.
A buddy of mine hit me up because he's looking to do like a hip hop show out in San Jose, and he's hitting me up. He's like, "Yo, man, like this stuff's almost done. We're looking to book shows in September." And I had to kind of break the news to him. I'm like, I don't know if there's anywhere that's gonna really be open. Like, I don't know if we really have any venues that are gonna to do that anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, by September, things should start to be open. But I think what you're saying is like a lot of the more niche spaces are just going to be gone.
So I went on Sunday. I finally had a day off work, and I went and I rented one of those little electro scooters, and I was just like riding around downtown with a friend, and I'm looking at like all these different venues that used to be open and are now just empty buildings, and I'm thinking to myself like, man, like how are we gonna fix this? And then that's usually where my thought process stops because I'm not rich.
Amazon's just going to start opening Prime bars, actually.
That'd be cool.
Jeffrey Bezos.
Come on in, like,
You have a Prime membership? No, get out.
Yeah.
Your Prime passport.
I mean, I think that's bound to happen eventually. I mean, these bigger corporations will maybe like start like doing their own like chain restaurants or something like that. Come on down to like, I mean, they don't have Elephant Bar anymore, so they could just like take all those old locations and turn them into Amazon bars.
Elephant Bar closed down?
Yeah.
Oh, been there exactly once.
Elephant Bar kind of
That's why they closed, man. What the fuck?
There was this bartender that worked at the one at Campbell that if you ordered one drink, he would just hand you two. And now you wonder why Elephant Bar doesn't exist anymore. I can't be like the unique experience, right? I feel like they were a little loosey-goosey around there.
Yeah, that food sucked.
That's my jam.
It was horrible.
I'd always gotten the vibe that it was like the classy, like it was like a step up from like your Chili's and your Applebee's and whatnot, but it's not good.
Oh, the food wasn't good. No, we would go there to drink.
Right. Okay.
It was like pseudo Asian food.
Yeah, like American Asian fusion or something.
Yeah, like ricey dishes with like mango strips.
It was like, like the person who has a bunch of live, laugh, love stuff around their place. That's where they go for Asian food. Is the Elephant Bar.
I really like they had the rotating fans, and the fans had these the wooden blades were like cut like leaves.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was the coolest thing about the place.
It's all downhill from there.
It's all downhill.
Yeah. Dude, man. Okay, now I'm probably dating. Are you guys like both from the Bay Area?
Yeah, I am.
Who remembers Bullwinkle's?
Oh hell yeah!
All right.
Where was this?
Yeah, well, the one that I knew of was like in like the Santa Clara, San Jose area. But man, what
about Pizza and Pipes?
It was like the cool. Okay, so that was like my favorite place to go as a kid. But then like they closed probably when I was in like junior high. But I remember I had a birthday party in 6th grade, and this is probably around the time I started smoking weed. But like it was like my first birthday where my mom was just like, yeah, we'll just drop you and your friends off. You guys just do your thing and we'll pick you up at the end. And like, so it was my first like independent birthday party. That was also the time that I got like a bunch of my friends high for the first time. And they had this like so they had like an animatronic show, just like Chuck E. Cheese, but way better. And it's Bullwinkle and Rocky and everybody. So it's all those characters. But then in between the little animatronic shows, they had this big fountain. And it was like a little mini Bellagio show. And it was all choreographed to music with lights and everything like that. And I just remember being baked off my ass, like 12, 13 years old, just like watching this water show. Oh, man. They turned that place into a venue later on. That was pretty cool. Got to play some shows there later as a grown-up.
Got to play the back bar.
Yeah, and now it's a diabetes center. So it has nothing to do with music anymore.
Well, once it was a diabetes. I don't know. Sorry, that's a crap joke.
Everybody that used to go there and eat all the pizza got diabetes. Now they go back.
Pretty much.
The long grift.
They start them out young,
Come young.
And shovel some sugar in their mouth.
Well, speaking of starting kids out young, man, I was walking through a Target. They got like beer pong for kids, but they just call it like cup bounce or something like
pong or whatever.
Oh man, I'm walking around Target with my niece, and I'm like, we're going through the toys and everything like that because it's her birthday, and then I just happen to notice this like pack of cups and ping pong balls, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Well, the kids need to be prepped on how to get herpes quicker.
Yeah.
she's like, bitches blow. I'm like, no, don't say that. I went to UCSB, which is like the beer pong capital of the country.
At the UC Santa Barbara?
Yeah.
I went down there to meet my boyfriend, and then I cheated on my boyfriend. It was fantastic.
What'd you do there? University of Casual Sex and Beer.
I was 22. It's literally half my life ago. Would do again if I was 22.
I would be 22.
What were you saying that you went when you went down there?
What? Dude?
Yeah.
You were.
Oh, Oh, I thought you were going to say something about Santa
Oh, I
Barbara.
gotta say something.
Look at how
Oh.
polite everybody's being. No,
Oh,
I
no,
thought you were talking.
I don't think I had because Dave was the only one who told a story at that point. So I was like, huh?
Oh, my stories are short. I get mad if people start telling me a story like that's like 5 minutes long and it's like incredibly personal and has nothing to do with anything else. I'm like, stop.
That reminds me of the
All of my stories.
very, very Abe Simpson guy. Went to Shelbyville and had an onion tied to my belt. Yeah.
Let me tell you again. Oh man.
I don't know I don't remember what I was saying about why I brought up UCSB. I can't remember. But yeah, go Gauchos anyway.
When I was like a kid, like fresh out of high school and stuff, like I would make like bi-monthly pilgrimages down to Santa Barbara to go sell weed because all the weed down there sucked at the time. And so whenever I'd go, oh, what's up? I got NorCal weed, you know, and like it was great. I was like the most popular guy on campus for a weekend, and I didn't even go there.
Nice. I was choosing between Santa Barbara and Santa Cruz for college, so I definitely made the wrong weed choice. Yeah.
Yeah, but there were a lot of good-looking, easy gay guys there. I don't know if that's your thing or not, but that was my experience.
Well, he did mention having a wife, so probably not.
People have pasts, Chip.
Who
People have
knows?
pasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
No, all the years I've been doing musical theater and dancing and stuff. I did jazz and tap, 10 years of dancing. If that was a part of my knowledge of myself, if I were gay, I would have found out by now. Yeah, basically. So here we are. Anyway.
So we're at about 2 hours, so I think I'm probably going to kick my remote guests loose. I wanted to thank Curtis from Monkey and Brendan Getzell for joining us this evening.
It's good to see you.
Great to meet you all. All right. Good to see you too.
I mean, we've kind of, sort of met, but if you do a show in San Jose, Brendan, make sure every one of us knows because we'll make sure to share about it and we'll all come show up and stuff.
Sounds good. And the big kind of hills of garbage dump or whatever behind Shoreline. See you there.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Meet you in the Google parking lot.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Thanks for jumping on, Curtis, and congratulations on 100 episodes of a show. It took us much longer to get to 100 episodes of any. We still have shows. We have a local news show that isn't at 100 episodes yet. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a feat. It was almost 2 feet.
It was every day, and you were just doing music talk all day. I got to tell you, I do music talk once a week, and it's the toughest show I do. Everybody's like, "Oh, that must be so easy." I'm like, "No, actually, because I have to create the content instead of like just dunking on some idiot on YouTube for like an hour, which I could do like with 2 shrooms in my stomach, right?" Yeah, but thanks both of you for hopping on. Me and Chip are going to go into the post game a little bit, and I'm going to traumatize my chat and possibly Chip. This has been Curtis from Monkey and Brendan Getzell. Brendan, if you're ever doing anything on a Tuesday night, feel free to stop by. Thanks
for having me. Yeah.
If you know anybody else who you think would like to jump on too, and if either you have music friends who haven't sent us their music, please send it our way. We would love to rock the jam.
For sure. I'll be a pipeline for that. Cool.
Well, thank you guys again.
Thank you.
We're out. Podcast listeners, make sure you follow us at twitch.tv/Echoplex Media. Follow our YouTube too, although nobody ever fucking does that. It's youtube.com/Echoplex Media. If you just send me a thing and says Venmo me $5 and me and my wife will follow your YouTube, I'll think about it. Chip, is there a song you got to hear?
Let's listen to the Frankenstein.
Fuck yeah, this is Frankenstein by Rebelskamp, and we'll be right back with Red Light.
Frankenstein!
already